Ladies and gentlemen, Matt, ready for some more show? Guys, a lot of the comments I've seen, some of them I haven't, but this guy is a local Hong Kong comedian here, very funny. Show him some love, start clapping out, put your hands together for Brad Quinlan!
How are you doing, Hong Kong? Yes, I am a local, and I'm actually half Chinese, but I'm really happy that my Chinese mother did not give me my Western name, because Chinese people do not give their kids good white people names. I met a guy called Hitler before. Met a chick called Creamy Ho. I met this comedian called Tambi Chan. How did everyone get here tonight? Taxis? I took a taxi here. Can we agree on something as a room? Can we agree that Hong Kong taxis are the worst taxis in the whole world? First is the... Then you have the driver who just exudes BO in summer, and the... Of course, and then you have the sensory overload, the 6 mobile phones, the canto pop bearing out of the stereo, and that dispatch system constantly going... Can you get the fucking address? And you know what? You can only get that experience if you are lucky enough to get a taxi. You guys ever tried to get a taxi to the other side of an island? The driver will pull up like, where are you going? Kowloon. Oh, no. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not going where you want to go. That's how it works. And if you can't understand that mumbling, it's because they're speaking to you in Cantonese. I swear Chinese people are very good at swearing, and I love looking at all different cultures around the world, because every different culture has a way of arguing and swearing. Like Americans, for example. Americans, before they insult you, will always caveat things, so they'll start everything with like, hey man, no offense. And then they will offend the shit out of you. You got Indians. Hello, guys. Indian people are the most polite people in... By the way, do you guys know why you do that? It's because you believe in reincarnation. And when you get reincarnated, you come back to life, you stand in front of the mirror, and you're like, fucking Indian again? We've got Australians in here, right? Yeah, you guys just like to punch people in the face. But my favorite is Chinese people, because when Chinese people argue, Chinese people love to point, don't they? They will point the shit out of you. And when they point at you, they will tell you to do all these things to your mum that your dad hasn't done in a really long time. And it's always the same swearing. Wait, and for those of you who don't know what that means, it means going, your mother in her smelly, Now Chinese people will always take that up a notch. They'll add on extra things like, which means going, your mum in a smelly thing, and go and fall down in the gutter and die. The maxed out version of that swearing is, which means go and your mum in a smelly thing, go fall down in the gutter and die, and I curse your whole family to die a miserable death. Chinese swear words are fucked up. Can you imagine the direct translation argument out at night between a white guy and a Chinese guy? Oi mate, fuck you. Oh really? Well you can go and fuck your mother in her smelly pussy and go fall down in the gutter and you die, and I curse your whole family. Even the Indian guy would be like, okay buddy, fuck you. How do you know my mom has a smelly pussy? But You know what? You have rude Asians, and then you have the complete opposite experience when you go to Japan, because Japanese people are the most polite people in the whole world. But sometimes they're a bit too polite. I remember I went on a trip to Japan. I was staying at the Mandarin Oriental. The guy took me up to my room and he's like, "Oh, Mr. Quinlan, welcome to the Mandarin. Would you like me to give you a tour of your room?" All right. Okay, this is your bed. The bed is for sleeping at night, but you can also take a nap in daytime if you are tired. Beside the bed is table. You can put food and water. You might also want to read book at night. You can also put on table. This is your television. Television press power, power on, power again, power off. Channel press up, channel minus down. Volume press roller, volume minus soft. Welcome to toilet. In Japan, we have very advanced toilet, and we have a button for when you finish. You have a button for back wash, is back wash, and button for front wash. It's like front wash. Is that the one I shit on my balls? Oh, sorry, I'm not sure. So I was like, all right, buddy, thank you very much for this tour. It has been an absolute pleasure. Okay, Mr. Quinlan, enjoy your stay at the Mandarin. So he walks out of the room and I was like, oh, damn it, I forgot my Wi-Fi password. So I phoned up downstairs and I was like, hey, this is Bell. Yes, Mr. Quinlan, we notice you. How may I help you? I was like, can I get my Wi-Fi password? Certainly. Do you have a pen and paper ready? Yes. Okay. Your password is 3 K4K LR MC27 I think I'm just going to go to the business center. And then I go down to the business center and the guy's like, oh, Mr. Quinlan, welcome. Would you like a tour of the business center? I've always enjoyed doing comedy, guys. A lot of what I do in my sets is obviously accents, cultural idiosyncrasies, and being mixed, it's very fun because I get to relate to all of this stuff. But sometimes people get really, really offended by my comedy, like Chinese people, even despite the fact I'm half Chinese. I remember I finished up a show, this Chinese guy stormed straight up at me and he was like, hey! Why you always do the Chinese accent? And I was like, why do you always do the Chinese accent? Ladies and gentlemen, you have been